Yeah. Check the frequency. This isn't just a broadcast. It's a lifeline. For the ones in the corners, the ones in the classrooms, and the ones on the curb. Writers for life, we're live. Yeah. I'm walking through the architecture of a forgotten dream, of the bricks of North Philly hold the echoes in the steam. I'm a student of the pavement, a scholar of the block, setting up the mic while the city starts to rock. We dive down the rabbit holes, chasing ghosts of the past, building bridges out of history, making sure the lessons last. It's more than just a podcast, more than digital air. It's a map for the lost, showing someone actually cares. We're excavating truth from the dust and the grime, translating the struggle one sentence at a time. We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way, from the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, writers for life. Yeah, we're teaching the river, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night. Look, I see the youth standing at the edge of the glass, see the traps being set, waiting for the moments to pass. I tell them put the steel down, pick the platinum pin up. The world is a heavyweight, but you gotta keep your chin up. We go from Kensington to South, exploring every vein, trying to find an antidote to wash away the pain. Right from wrong, it ain't a lecture, it's a conversation. Investing in the spirit of a brand new generation. We're mentors in the booth, we're brothers in the street, putting wisdom in the lyrics and heart inside the beat. If we save just one, then the mission was a win. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Stop the cycle of the ghost before the tragedy begins. Yeah. Yeah. We're writing the future on the walls of today, chasing the shadows, clearing the way, from the street to the booth, from the dark to the light. We're the voice of the neighborhood, writers for life. Yeah, we're teaching the rhythm, we're showing the right, keeping them dreaming through the heart of the night. It's about more than the views, it's about the soul of the city. Get the kids off the corner, put the vision in their hands, study the history so you don't repeat the mistakes. Writers for life. We see you, we hear you. Philadelphia, stand up, rock. They play
like it was a game, no more shame.
Yeah.
Riders for life. They play with your heart like it was just a game. Toxic words dripping with all that heavy shame. Manipulative ways that never could be tamed. Hurting you as a target, yeah, that's where they aim. Disrespect comes from every single pore. So intentions were rotten straight to the core. They knew the pain they had in store, yet they still left you wanting for more.
The actions were calculated and cold, leaving scars that never grow old. In their web of lies you were sold.
A story that's never been told.
I'm enduring and learning, yeah, that is the key. I'm becoming unshakable, as tough as can be. Writers for life, we won't let pain tear us down. It's here to build us up, make us strong and sound. Every struggle face head on until the rising sun. Writers for life, yeah, the battle is
eyes so clear, exploiting every moment without a single tear, knowing the end result was gonna be fear. Waiting till you're broken, then they disappear. Extortion was the weapon they used to break your soul, trying to take the pieces and maintain the control. But they didn't know the fire that was deep inside the hole. Now you're taking back the power and you're taking back the hope.
I was caught in the web, I was lost in the light, waiting for a reason just to say goodbye. But the truth is a mirror, and the truth is the way.
I'm waking up to a brand new day. Now look at the stature, look at the way that we stand, walking out the trap with a steady hand. No longer a victim, we're masters of every wound. The frequency's changing, we're perfectly in tune. From the ashes we rose, now we're walking on the heat. Riders for life, we never admit defeat. The transformation is finished, the vision is clear. We conquered the struggle, and we conquered the fear.
Can you see the truth?
Yahweh was originally a lesser god in the Abrahamic religion, so he was originally a havoc.
Shining through the night. Everything, you know they're watching, so let's give them a reason.
Yeah. When you're feeling low, remember this truth. Those who dislike you are always on the lookout, so shine bright, put on a grand display, give them a show. They won't forget, make the day. Their eyes glued to your every move, waiting for a slip up, ready to disapprove. But don't let the negativity bring you down. Turn it into fuel and wear your victory crown.
I see them leaning in, trying to catch the vibe. They want the secret, but they can't survive the drive. The pressure's rising, but I'm cool under the lights. Watch how I turn these lonely days into legendary nights.
They watching the ink, they watching the grind, but they'll never reach what I'm leaving behind. It's riders for life, yeah, it's padded in our skin. A story of power, let the chapter begin.
From the beginning to the end, through the heat and the strife, we standing on business, it's riders for life. Yeah, it's riders for life.
Dance like nobody's watching, except they are. Let your confidence shine like a shooting star. Show them what you are made of. Leave them in awe, give them a show. They'll never forget with no flaws. So embrace the spotlight, let your talent flow. Prove the haters wrong with every high and low. Remember this, nobody watches you harder than the foes do. So give them a show, they'll never forget, and that's on you.
You're looking for shadows, but I'm bringing the flame. While they're playing for keeps, I'm changing the game. It's more than a moment, it's a soul-deep commitment. They see the glory, but they miss the predicament.
I'm the author, the narrator, the one with the vision. I'm moving with purpose and surgical precision. Let them take notes while I'm taking my place. They can't keep up with the winner's pace. Yeah, it's etching the soul, it's bigger than fame. Just remember the focus, remember the name. Yeah. Now the curtain is rising and the truth is revealed. Every wound that I carry is officially healed. I'm the master of ceremonies, leading the line while they stuck in the past. I'm claiming what's mine. This ain't just a performance, it's a lifestyle, a creed. Planting the vision, now I'm harvesting the seed. So let them keep watching, let them stay on the edge. I'm fulfilling the promise, I'm keeping the pledge.
They watching the eat, they watching the grind, but they'll never reach what I'm leaving behind.
It's writers for life, yeah, it's tatted in our skin. A story of power, let the chapter begin.
From beginning to the end, through the heat and the strife, we standing on business, it's writers for life, yeah, it's writers for life.
Yeah,
That's on you.
writers for life.
From the beginning to the end, on everything,
Yeah.
on everything.
All right, y'all. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This y'all shorty Rachel. Let me welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. All right. And y'all know when it comes to the podcast, we talk about it all. All right. Listen, we have an update on D4vD. Y'all know that I've been avoiding all this until more stuff comes out. He's finally, they saying behind bars. All right. That's a good thing. They should. They need to start doing that with all these goddamn predators, man. Because if they don't start doing some shit with these predators, let's not just do it with the celebrities. Let's also do it with these predators out here within these streets, within our communities, within our schools, all right? Within our, how can I say, our families, within our friends, and much more. All right. It's a good thing he's behind bars, but it's crazy, that it took this long, right? There's a question, right, that a lot of people are asking. Why this long, right? And it's something that we talk about here on this podcast, right? Why is it that when it comes to, the predators, right, they just be out here walking, or they get these slaps in the wrist, right? Short sentences. And it's crazy, right? The ones that don't belong behind, the men and women that don't belong behind bars being accused of this shit, right, are there. Their freedom taken from them, and they ain't do shit, and it's messed up, all right? Now, this is why I say, fuck the federal votes, all right? Everybody's so dazed, so I don't know, with the goddamn president, when we should be infiltrating locally. Our voice matters, but it matters locally, all right? These judges, these lawyers, we could put them into office, all right? Listen, it's a lot. All right, I've said this time after time. Blessings. We got Pretty Brown Eyes in the building. My bad. I just started rambling. I should have said what's up to the chat, right? You know what? Y'all be telling me about this, yo. I need to start listening to. You know what? I need to start listening before she roasts my ass some more. But blessings to Pretty Brown Eyes, traveling classy up in this John. She says, what's up with the chainsaw? What chainsaw? I'm looking like, where the chainsaw? Hey, hold up. Wait, Pretty Brown Eyes lost me. I'm confused. I need to lose this weight. This weight does not look pretty. I look fat, babe. I see it. I can't look at myself right now.
You're not fat. You just chunky.
What is it? What she say? I'm a big back. Am I lying, baby? No, see, even my daughter agrees with me. I'm a big back.
I don't agree.
Nah, man. You need to stop playing around. She told you to stretch me out. Start working me out, man. I need to hit the gym. I see it in my face, yo. Oh, she's talking about D4vD. All right. Did I say it right this time?
D4vD.
Yeah, because I was saying too many D's the last time. All right, we're about to get into this video. All right, but this case is wild. All right, before we get into the video, all right, to get into find out what Pretty Brown Eyes is saying, and I know exactly what she's talking about. He had I think it was like a little burner thingy. I don't know if he was burning bodies and stuff like that. But See, he's going to trial now. He's supposed to be going to trial, and this is what I was waiting for. You see where I'm coming from? Like, it's like I love listening to the podcasters, right? The YouTubers and all that blog about this. But it's nothing better than listening to the trial. Even though we don't got the trial right now, but best believe that when the trial comes out, we're going to react to that trial. All right. Now, I got a video. All right, it's talking about new allegations against D4vD. All right, involving another minor. All right, that could open. How can I say that? Could upend. I can't say that word. Upend. There you go. Append. I don't know why I kept saying append. There's no two P's in there, Ray. Append his defense, right? His defense strategy. And then we got the news report. I guess they're going to break down the charges against D4vD. All right. Now the chainsaw allegations, right? Now there was a private detective, right, involved in this case. I'm not sure who hired the bull. All right, I don't know. Was it a detective or a reporter? I think he was a reporter, if I'm not mistaken. All right, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but he did go in there. According to the reporter, there was a brand new chainsaw. The box was kind of messed up in the burner. So we do know that her body was chopped up into pieces. The problem is the chainsaw was brand new. According to them, according to the reports, it wasn't, touched. But y'all know, when it comes to these detectives and officers, look at all these cases we've been talking about. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I was looking at that Tissa Tells. Yeah, you ain't wrong. He purchased it. It's like, I don't know. Like, could he be, I don't know. You know what's crazy, right? I was looking deeper into this case, and it turns out that his parents, right, his father is a lawyer. His mother is supposed to be like a teacher or something like that, but his father is a lawyer. And if y'all watch Tissa Tells, right, she should by now have already exposed it. All right, I gotta go catch her videos, but hopefully I know she has already exposed it. All right, according to a lot of reports, D4vD's father, right, he's a lawyer, but he's associated to Epstein somehow, some way. That right there is wild. So I'm not sure if they're going to mention it on this video, which we're about to get into right now. So we're gonna watch this video real quick, all right? And it's gonna talk about the allegations. If the video don't talk about it, then the news report video clip is gonna talk about it, all right? So we're gonna review, we're gonna react to this, all right? What the hell? Why is it taking so long to load? I don't got so many tabs. You know what? I'm gonna have to clean my computer.
First, actually, we start with David, or D4vD. It's really hard for me to just call him David when he spells his name that way.
I know. I feel like we should have a different way to say it, because it's
I know
David, but D4, yeah, it's difficult. I'm sure jury will just have a blast with that one. Yeah, the latest on him, it's not good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think David with the 4 is toast. The latest is that he has apparently had another relationship with another minor, and this is a problem because relationships with minors are really easy for the state to prove, and they carry a lot of prison time. And so I think this is going to be a problem. I think it also could come in as what we call similar transactions or other bad acts. But what we've heard, just to catch our listeners up, is Steve, who we've actually had on this show before, Steve Fisher. He is a PI, a private investigator.
There you go.
Hired by David's former landlords, and he.
Oh, okay. So it was, the private investigator. He was hired by the landlord. I didn't know who the heck he was hired for, from. But look, listen. Before we continue this video, all right, this is something we talk about in this podcast time after time. All right, parents, please be aware of these games: Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, all these games. All right, listen, these games ain't nothing but luring playgrounds for these predators. I don't get tired. I don't get sick of saying this. All right. These games are easy access for these predators to have access for your, to your children, and you won't even know it. You see where I'm coming from? And the easiest ones are the ones that are on the, that are in the spectrum. So I want y'all to listen. If y'all don't want to believe what I'm saying, all right, I want y'all to go do your research. All right, look it up. And I'm glad that this case, all right, is making more parents, come at Fortnite and at Roblox at the same time for what's happening with the children. It's supposed to be a kid's playground. All right. They're starting to, set new rules, but a lot of these people can still fake their age. All right. So I mean, look, listen, we'll talk about that, in a little bit. But I just want y'all to be really, really aware of these games. All right. Be a detective, be a cop, be an investigator in your child's life when it comes to these games and these chats.
He recently said during his investigation that he has proof that Celeste was not the singer David's first inappropriate relationship with a minor. He said not only did he have that proof, but that there's photographic evidence and also that he turned that over to the authorities. So I think that's not a good sign for Mr. David.
No, and look, it's just getting worse almost by the day for David. And we learned last week it was supposed to be, a preliminary hearing, which happens really quickly in California. We're supposed to have a preliminary hearing, which is a judicial determination of probable cause, right? The defense wanted it really fast, but it didn't happen as planned because, in my opinion, I think this is why anyway, the defense learned that when David was arrested, they found a lot of CSAM material, which is pictures depicting inappropriate activity with minors. I hesitate to use the actual legal verbiage because of YouTube and the way that things are couched on this platform, but CSAM material was found on his phone. And so I think that may have sort of been a surprise to the defense. So now we're going to have to wait a few more days, but the prosecution actually, they say that they're eager to get the case scheduled for trial.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I mean, they've had some time to get their ducks in a row. And actually, I'm pretty impressed with the fact that they've had 3 different investigatory grand juries, which is smart, as we've talked about on the show before, because it locks in testimony. So they've got witnesses that could potentially be super reluctant, or maybe they talked to police, lied to police. It's a whole lot different when you actually take the stand and you swear to tell the truth. Very different story. So I think they probably do have their ducks in a row. But one of the newest updates that we're learning is that major streamers, including Spotify and Apple Music, are now facing public pressure to remove David's music from their platform. Does not surprise me at all. He's also collaborated with several different artists, and those artists have been removing their songs. He was dropped by his label last year. And the biggest thing that we're watching now is the popular game Fortnite, which if you have teenagers or, preteens, all about, you and I both do, all about Fortnite. But apparently David collaborated with Fortnite back in 2024 and 2025 to release 2 music tracks, which I got to tell you, I didn't know you could release music tracks on Fortnite, but hey, you learn something new every day. And some dance animation for purchase. I know whenever I mention David to my kids, they make a crazy face. So I'm not sure how popular it was, but I'm guessing it was. But Fortnite is saying that they hear the concerns and they're going to apparently do something about it. They said they have a lot of changes coming up, but we don't really know what all those changes are. But I guess we're going to be looking forward to seeing how they actually handle this.
And you know what else is kind of new, Ashley? We've got details of Celeste Rivas' life making their way to the press. Her family's devastated, and they just couldn't, and I don't blame them for not being in court the other day, and I suspect that they may not be in court the next time either. But
listen, something is not right with the family, all right? With Celeste's family. All right, now they're saying that D4vD's family is disowning him. I'm not sure how true that is. All right, I'm not so sure. But Celeste's family, I kind of question it. All right. Then I'm not sure. There's a few YouTubers that are saying that, that there's, I guess, evidence and proof that that the parents sold Celeste to D4vD. I'm not sure how true that is. But then it's kind of like, a lot of them do make sense when you go back and you look at the situation, with R. Kelly, Diddy, and all of them, right? So it's kind of like, this wouldn't be so far-fetched, right? Like, but then it gets me like, did the father know about this and now he's just backing off because, all of this has come to surface? Listen, I'm just asking questions. They're nothing but, logical questions. Like, I think we all got our own questions for real, because what if this was your child? I mean, I'm still questioning why the parents wasn't really, out there trying to find a child. Like they already knew where their child was. But let's continue.
Community where she grew up was Lake Elsinore, California. It's not that big. It's a town of around 70,000 people, and it's 80 or so miles north of the Hollywood Hills home where Celeste was last seen alive. The neighborhood has small houses with chain link fences, and her parents' home has rosary beads now hanging on the front door in a painted rock nearby reading "You Matter." And it's just so sad. In one of the music videos that's out there, we'll show the video portion of it. We can talk about it right now. You can see there's the actress who looks so much like Celeste, right? And she's laying on a bed, presumably deceased, with what appears to be stab wounds in her torso. And it's surreal how close that really is to what prosecutors and the medical examiners say happened.
Listen, I gotta pause him right there because he ain't lying. It's crazy how this whole song, I don't know if y'all heard the song, all right? Like, it's like you're reading the autopsy through his song. But I'm telling you, like, this mofo right here, he was making confessions through his music. I ain't lying. And listen, that's what a lot of us do, right? I'm not gonna say confessions, right? We write, right? When we're writing, especially writers, right? I mean, listen, I'm a writer. I write poetry and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it's like you're writing everything you feel. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I tell a lot of people when I'm writing, right? Someone's like, you wrote that poem about you? Nah. I just listened to someone's story and I was able to sit here, right? And walk a mile in this person's shoe, which is something that a lot of people can't do. And for 1 second, try to bear this person's, cross, just so that I could understand why this person thinks, feels, talks, right, the way they do. Why do they react? Why do they behave, the way they do? See, and if you was able to, switch shoes with someone and walk a mile with that person, right, and bear that cross, would you be able to understand the reasons why that person is the way that they is? And I don't think that a lot of people can actually do that. You see where I'm coming from? So it's kind of like, I feel as though that a lot of people that really, a lot of people that aren't noticed, because he wasn't noticed until all this broke about, for real. They keep saying, that's why I say upcoming, how can I say, an upcoming rising artist, a rising upcoming artist, however you want to put it. Look, listen, hopefully a lot of you get where I'm coming from. He wasn't really that famous until, he was probably famous in the gaming universe. All right. But in my world and in your world, did you really know about him until this really surfaced? No. I know a lot of you really didn't. Right? Maybe you probably heard some of his songs on TikTok, but you ain't know it was the bull. Look, listen, I can go about this in so many ways. What traveling class he say? Oh, okay. I read a comment. Traveling class he said, it really is. I wish more parents take the issue with the games more seriously. That's some real shit right there. Lake Elsinore is an hour away from me. I didn't know who he was. A lot of us didn't know who he was. Real shit. That's why when they say famous who? Famous is Jay-Z. Famous is Puff Daddy. D4vD, maybe in that gaming world. But in our world, the real world, all right, no. So it's like there's a lot of questions, right, still surfacing about this. I don't know, if a lot of you, believe in the, how can I say, the sacrifice in theory, but I wouldn't put it so far-fetched. You see where I'm coming from? Because according to, reports, he could have unalived her because, there's text messages and stuff like that, right, that they're getting to now that all this is in trial, right? And I think they were saying that she wanted to come out about their sex, their sex life. And if that would have surfaced, right, it would have been bad. But it's like, dude, you listen, yes, you would have been a predator, but you wouldn't have been going through all of this shit. But it's like you could tell, mental health is real and it's serious. And a lot of people really need to start taking heed to it, all right? A lot of people don't listen and listen. There's a lot of people out here walking around like there's nothing wrong with them when mentally and spiritually, there's a lot wrong with them.
Happened to Celeste. Ashley, did you see that?
I did. And, we've been dealing with this for a couple of years. I mean, maybe about 10 years, we've started having a lot of rap lyrics, music lyrics come into court. It's more common now. Historically, there was always lyrics that had talked about crime, but we're seeing them being used in court. And I think it's interesting. I know we're going to talk a lot more with our guest in the upcoming part of the show about this, but just a little preview. There is a big controversy really nationwide as to whether or not rap lyrics and different music lyrics should be able to be admitted into court. Mm-hmm. And this video is like a prime example. So there's different philosophies that people have. One of them is to try to keep this out. The other is obviously if it comes in, try and discredit it. And so, with this video, when I first heard it, when I first saw it, when I saw the lyrics, I said, oh, great. If I was the defense.
Yo! Shit, we got Yaya in the building. Man, shout out to Yaya. Make sure y'all go check her out. Great conversations, great topics. And listen, man, if y'all listening to y'all into some comedy, spicy conversations, she does all that. Damn, Yaya multitask. Like, how many personalities do Yaya got? But make sure y'all go check her out, all right? Dish and Dirt Uncut, and the Dirt Battleground. Shit, I was about to go say, come get this smoke. I don't know why I keep confusing it. It's been a minute since she changed the name. I'm slow, all right? Listen, bear with me. Sometimes I can get a little slow, all right? I could never, ever find nobody as slow as me. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's all right. I get it. My bad. But make sure y'all go check her, all right?
Laura, I would be cringing. But when you really think about it, it's not romantic homicide. It could refer to emotional pain. It could refer to heartbreak. That's what music does. It's metaphoric. It's an exaggeration. It's all those different things. So we don't really know what it means. Who knows the interpretation? And there's no mention of Celeste. Problem is this girl looks a heck of a lot like Celeste, but that's something that I'm sure both sides will be arguing at some point, but there's no details.
No, not only does she look like her, she's laying there with bloody stab wounds in her torso. I mean, it's really surreal. We saw this,
it's really surreal. It's really surreal. Yo, boy, look, listen, man. This motherfucker is a fucking genius. He's smart as shit. All right. I'm not saying I respect what he did. You see where I'm coming from? I'm just saying, like, his fucking imagination is fucking wild. Like, yo. Like, to really find a lookalike like that to make a video. To, how can I say, fulfill your sick fantasies on what you wanted to do, with the minor you was sitting here screwing. Boy, look, listen, man, I don't get tired of saying this shit, man, but we building caskets up in this genre, all right? Somewhere in La La Land, all right? I got Peter Pan guarding my caskets, all right? And the Undertaker ain't far along with the motherfucking shovel, all right? Because we throwing these mofos, all right? Listen, fuck that. Let me take a step back, all right? We digging a hole, all right? 10 feet deep to throw these mofos in, all right? So they can go and chill in the depths of hell with the motherfucking devil himself. Lord have mercy on my soul, yo. I'm going to listen.
We saw the use of sort of lyrics in Fulton County, I guess, last year in the YSL trial here in Atlanta, and the music industry got all up in arms about it. And look, I understand that, but we also, a little bit later in the show, we're going to talk about the Julio Fulio down in Florida and the use of rap lyrics and rap videos are playing prominently in that trial right now. And so you've got some states that are passing legislation to limit or severely restrict the use of it. And California has such a law, and other states are moving in that direction. Florida, apparently, on the other hand, is less restrictive about it, but it does come down to the subjective interpretation. What does a jury possibly think it means if it is allowed to come in? And so we're going to have to see how this plays out, because there's going to be lots of, I think, appellate decisions coming out throughout the United States over the next decade or so on this issue.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. I mean, it is definitely a hot issue. We let it happen in Georgia. They let it happen in Florida. There's a lot of states that let it happen, but we have seen this legislation. We actually tried to push something through like,
man, yo, listen, give him the needle. These motherfuckers don't deserve to stay alive, yo. Fuck that. Listen, shoot him down. I don't care what y'all do. Decapitate him. All right, like throw him in front of a flying plane. I don't give a fuck. But he don't deserve to, like, yo, man, like, listen. If YouTube wouldn't be censoring us as much as, you know, look, listen.
Look, they say the devil's a liar, but he's real good at whispering. When the smoke clears, you gotta see what's left. Riders for life. Riders for life. Riders for life. Yeah. Riders for life. The devil's got me tangled in the web, lost in the thread. Can't see past the lies. In the smoke he spread. He's whispering in my ear, yeah. He's talking loud, got me shaking, got me doubting. Lost in the cloud, his claws dug deep, sinking into my soul. I'm chained to a past I can't
Small
even
business
control.
owner,
Riders for
let
life,
your bill-
breaking free from the spell, finding the heaven inside of this hell. The devil's laughter echoes, trying to hold me back, but we're tracing the light through the night so black, yeah. The heart is heavy and the heart is blind, leaving the shadows and the chains behind. The shadows grow long and the night stays black. The devil's got the trap set, no turning back. He sings a song of fear, a melody of dread, making me long for the days that are already dead. I'm standing alone while he dances in the flames, in a nightmare world where I'm forgetting my name. My future is shaking, my hands are stained red, fighting the echoes of the things he said. I'm not my own, yeah, I'm caught in the fire, looking for the truth in the mouth of a liar. My heart is blind, yeah, I'm under the spell, but there's a story to write that I gotta tell. The laughter echoes ringing through my head, but I'm rising up from the words he fed. Riders for life, we're holding the line, taking back the soul one verse at a time. He thinks he has me. He thinks the trap is locked. But when you write it down, yeah, you own it. North Philly, surviving the nightmare. Writers for life, on everything.
All right, y'all. We're about to view this next clip real quick, all right? And it's going, I guess it's going to explain a little more about the David situation. Why the fuck is it talking about, am I on the right one? All right, here we go.
Let's get you caught up to speed on our top stories today, beginning with this. Two high-profile murder cases go before judges today. Nick Reiner, accused of stabbing his parents to death, and singer David, accused of murdering Celeste Rivas Hernandez. A couple of really grim stories. Fox Local's Christina Gonzalez is live at the Criminal Courts building in downtown LA with the very latest on both cases this afternoon. Christina, a really busy day.
You just put the freaking wrong video on. Where the hell is the video at? Because they was talking about the court. Like, come on, stop playing with me, yo. You know what I hate the most? When you got something set up and then StreamYard and YouTube want to sit here and mess with you. Like, I just want to throw both apps out the window if I could. Just, you know, strip them out the laptop and into the freaking ring. Let me go back, see if I can find it.
Pop singer David is facing
Shut up.
Pop singer David is facing first-degree murder charges in connection with the death.
I need to react to the we need to see the trial. See, in reality, the trials was gonna matter, yo, for real. There's so many inconsistencies in this case, yo. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
So many updates in the David case. First, he's now being accused of partying after allegedly brutally killing a 14-year-old girl. We've learned he wants to look more presentable in court. Fortnite has made a big decision about the singer's presence in the video game. So a lot of updates in this case since we last covered this shocking story. We want to get into it right now with the very beginning. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
I'm Jesse Weber. Fucking ugh. All right, look, listen, my biggest question to this is, right, did the parents, actually know where the daughter was the whole time? The best friend Neil have parts in it. My thing is, right, how in the world did the bull, right, that it's been proven, like, through text messages, TikToks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right, and Fortnite messages and all that the bull was around when D4vD was with Celeste, right? And just because he said he don't know nothing, he pleaded the fifth, he walks away. I feel like all these mofos that was involved in this shit should go down too. And this is not my first time saying this, right? When it comes to a topic like this, like it's just unfortunate. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I don't know, something deep down inside of me is telling me that the parents know about this. But as a parent, right? Let's really talk about it. As a parent, how could you, really sell your child? You see where I'm coming from? Like, wouldn't that make you just as dark as all the mofos that, we all talk about? Like, I just don't know how a parent could sit here, right? You see where I'm coming from? And decide to sell the child that they gave birth to, the child that they say that they love and care about so much.
Okay, before we go any further, I have a law and crime legal alert I have to tell you about. Roblox. Roblox is under fire for allegedly not taking adequate safety measures to protect children on its platform. That's right. The popular virtual universe has millions of users who are minors, and yet players can potentially customize their avatars to hide their age and gender. This is a feature that is also possibly available to predators with bad intentions. Look, you might not even realize the dangers that Roblox can pose for your child. But look, if your child was sexually abused or assaulted or groomed by somebody they met on Roblox, you may qualify for potential compensation. Children, they may not know better, but Roblox arguably should. And our legal sponsors are seeking justice for families affected by this alleged gross negligence. Visit gamingadvocates.com to start your free confidential case evaluation. All right, so we have more alleged details in the David case, as there was a court hearing today. We're waiting for another major court hearing this week, the preliminary hearing, which we'll talk more about. But where are we? So David is currently locked up on charges: first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, filed by the LADA's office last week. We know that they claim that Celeste's decomposed and dismembered body was found September 8th, 2025 in the trunk of a car allegedly registered to David, real name David Anthony Burke, that this was out in LA in the Hollywood Hills. He's also facing special circumstances allegations of lying in wait, killing for financial gain, killing of a witness, using a sharp instrument.
Killing for financial gain, killing of a witness. So, did he unalive Celeste because she witnessed something? Financial gain. What was he gaining? Money? Like, I know money, but like, did somebody make him unalive her because she saw something that involved, that she shouldn't have, like whether it was in the streets or whatever cult they involve in shit? Because I feel as though he part of a cult. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
With respect, again, to the murder charge, and this would carry heavier penalties like life in prison without parole, the death penalty, even though there's a moratorium on executions in California. And we learned from last week the autopsy report. The autopsy report was released, citing that Celeste's official cause of death was multiple penetrating injuries, the manner of death homicide. We did a whole sidebar with forensics examiner Dr. Mary Jabelik. If you want to check it out, you can see it. It's on Law and Crime's YouTube page. We also put the full autopsy report on our app, Law and Crime Plus, as well, if you want to watch it, if you want to see it. And now today there's a hearing. And this is described as a status conference, so kind of like a check-in before the scheduled preliminary hearing this Friday. We had a reporter in the courtroom. We're going to break down a little bit later on what happened today, what you need.
Oh shit! So the hearing ain't even happened yet. That happens Friday. So we ain't even gonna get no real information until Friday. How the hell y'all get any? Y'all didn't get no transcripts with y'all. I forget what it's called, what y'all got, but it sure as hell ain't no goddamn transcripts. Ain't no court transcripts. There you go. My bad. So how the hell? Damn. Yo, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I definitely wanted to, go get, how can I say, go to school and become like a reporter or some shit like that, so that way I can get a pass, especially here in Philadelphia and places that you can't go. Yo, because goddamn, man, I need to be able to pull the information that y'all pull. All right. Shit. Y'all get the info before us. And I'm hoping that everything y'all saying is gonna be the same shit that's being said in court. This is why I like waiting for the trial. So the preliminary court date is gonna be on Friday.
Need to know. But going back to Friday, if that date sticks for the preliminary hearing and it doesn't change, that's going to be big, because by law, the prosecution has to present enough evidence to support the charges. It's a probable cause standard. It's a lower standard. It's a low bar. You're not trying to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, but you have to say there's sufficient evidence to support the charges. And look, this is open. The defense can challenge the evidence.
Yo, like, how much more evidence do y'all need that the motherfucker did the crime? Like, is y'all slow, stupid, or retarded?
Evidence, it's different than a grand jury, right? A grand jury secret, it's one-sided. We learned last week that there were, 3 grand juries hearing evidence in this case, but no indictment was returned. Interesting. Again, as I spoke about with the LADA, Nathan Hochman, this could be investigative grand juries that examine evidence, but not necessarily asked to vote on an indictment, maybe. But aside from that, now we have updates in this case that we need to address since the last time we covered it. So David's physical appearance, a timeline laid out, accusations of partying after Celeste's death, changes to his relationship with the video game Fortnite. Okay, so for all that, I want to bring on private investigator Steve Fisher, who has been on the ground in LA.
I'm hoping they explain what they mean by changes to his relationship due to Roblox. Dude, we knew the bull was already on a DL hopping on rainbows trying to taste, what the Skittles are like. Changes what we knew he was bi. The bull was into men and women.
Looking into this case 4 months. Steve, thank you so much for taking the time, as always. First, I want to talk about, his court appearance and his physical appearance. I thought it was interesting, these requests that were made from his defense counsel, seemingly from him. What did you learn about what David requested regarding his physical appearance in court?
Well, they filed 2 motions. The one, they filed a motion for him to wear civilian clothing. Specifically, they said it would be pants and a button-down shirt. That was denied. So he will be in a prison jumpsuit unless something changes. And then he filed another motion for him to get a haircut by the LA Sheriff's Department.
He don't need nothing, yo. Let that nigga suffer, yo. Like, and then y'all got him under protection. No, put that nigga in Gem Pop. Let him suffer. Yo, man, look, this motherfucker, 10 feet underground, yo, in a motherfucking casket. We need to throw him motherfucking down like we fucking the 300 Kings from I Am Sparta. Like, what the? You know what, Ray?
Before the hearing Friday. That was
granted.
That was
approved.
Granted.
Right.
What I found interesting is that those are the 2 motions they filed. There was no motions to unseal the 54 search warrants. And
I want to explore that for a second about why they did that. Before I even get into that, just going back to his physical appearance, I'll just say, look, it's not unusual for criminal defendants.
Who gives a fuck about his physical appearance, dude? Like, what is y'all gonna do about his sentence, about his charges? Fuck, I don't care what he looks like. He could smell like the rare end of a freaking dog, and I don't care.
Or particularly celebrities who want to look a certain way in court, particularly if there's photographs, if there's video. But why do you think he wanted this? I mean, you've been studying him, investigating him for months. Is David somebody who cares about his appearance overall?
One thing I've always noticed, in especially like in the camera roll pictures we have for him, he wore the same things for days in a row. He didn't seem like a really hygienic guy, I guess you could say. And it's funny that he wants it now, especially since this is not television.
They called him an old, well, no, they called him a young, old, musty, crusty, dusty mofo. Yo, so one, this is why I say I want the daddy. Fuck the son. Ugh. Half these young bulls don't even know how to wipe their ass right, yo. I'm telling you, some of them be hitting in their, some of them be in their 20s and still got shit stains up in their drawers. He was probably one of them. He was already in his 20s.
Cameras aren't allowed in the courtroom because of the child imagery. Specifically, it won't be going forward. So it's really interesting because all there's going to be is a sketch artist. I think he's a narcissist. I think he wants to keep his persona for the people that do show up in the courtroom.
You note that his team didn't file motions to unseal all of these search warrants in this case. Talk to us about how many they are and what you know about that.
Yes, I went yesterday and I found out there's 50, I think there's 54 sealed, 55, including one that's unsealed already, which was the one for the vehicle. So actually at the last two court hearings, Beth Silverman, the prosecutor, specifically said that if we're going to do this prelim this quick, we're willing to work with them to unseal everything that's under seal, so they have this information for the preliminary. Which she said specifically mentioned the search warrants and the grand jury transcripts, and that's when she disclosed there was 3 separate grand juries in the process that has to be done to unseal those transcripts. The judge said, "Hey, I'm on board. I agree to unseal everything. I just need the motion." No motion's been filed though. They filed the motion for the for the physical appearance, the hair and the clothes. Nothing that, at least as of that's on the docket, to unseal those things.
A couple meta questions here.
So y'all telling me that this low life of a person might get away? Like the body in his car wasn't enough? The evidence on the cell phone wasn't enough. The pictures wasn't enough. Text messages wasn't enough. This is what I be talking about, man. This is why I say stop worrying about the federal, man. Fuck the president, all right? Like, no bashing, but pun intended, man. Fuck the president, for real. Like, listen. We need to get the right judges. We need to get the right lawyers into office. And the only way that you could do that is locally. Why I say that? Because I'm in the midst of it. I go to the meetings. I be at town hall. All right. I may not go every single day, but I go at least out of 1 month. I'm in these Jones at least 10 to 20 times. All right. Real shit. I'm not lying. Like, when voting comes about, right, and it's time to vote in these politicians, right, the DAs, the judges, and the what is it, the lieutenants or the sergeants, whatever, all of them into it, nobody goes to vote. They automatically get put in. It's only a few people that I go see vote locally every 2 years when it's time to vote. Every 2 years. Then when it's time to vote for the judges and all of them, you don't see nobody really show up. Nobody even knows that you could do that. I've had conversations with people and they be like, wait a minute, I could vote a judge in? Yes. I could vote a lawyer? Yes, you could vote in the DA and all that. Yes, you can. But hey, people don't want to hear it. See, if we do that, if we somehow find a way, to come united, right, and figure out how to do these things, we could accomplish something locally. But everybody, let me not say that. Let me take a step back, all right? A lot of people are so far up the president's ass that they can't see what's going on within their own communities.
Here, why wouldn't they? Because there's been a question about whether or not they're going to delay the preliminary hearing, whether it's actually going to happen Friday. Remember, they've kind of put the prosecution's feet to the fire. We want 10 days. We want this preliminary hearing. We want to see what you have. I wonder if they're going to have difficulty asking for a delay, if they do, and not even having, according to you, made a motion to try to unseal them.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that, what you're saying is exactly it. I think they're probably at the last second going to say, Your Honor, we don't have the discovery. It's I think there's going to be some pushback, because at that last hearing, the judge said specifically that she was willing to make accommodations because, and I appreciate this.
Why? For what?
This is a high profile trial. And if, for instance, she said that she does not do afternoon hours. She was making an exception for today, for the hearing that happened today, which is where I think this will find out for sure, not if it is going forward, but that this was not normal procedure, but she was doing it anyhow. So now if they were to come in on.
This is not normal procedure, but she was doing it anyhow. Why? Why please him in anything? He already got protection. He should be in Gen Pop. If they shank his ass, oh well, who gives a fuck?
On the first and say, we just didn't get the information, so how can we go forward? Because they really didn't want the information right now. I think they're gonna get called out on that. I think I would imagine today will be the day that will. If I had to guess, I think it's going to get continued.
Let me ask you this: 54, 55 search warrants, is that unusual? I mean, that seems like a lot. And why? How specific do you think each one was? What do you think they were for?
Well, you definitely are going to have, Apple with iCloud and his individual devices. I can tell you that he does have a lot of actual devices, a lot of phones. And then you're going to have Google and stuff like that. But there was a search warrant issued as late as April 20th, so after his arrest. And there was another one that looks like it falls on like the 5th or the 6th of April. So they were issuing search warrants right up. I think there was a total of 7 that I saw that were issued in 2026.
Do you think that's some?
Hold on, I'm gonna pause him right there. So could those be the warrants where they obtained, the images from his phone where he had inappropriate pictures, especially with minors?
A total of 7 that I saw that were issued in 2026.
Do you think that's something he had on him at the time of the arrest, or something at the property where he was arrested?
I think they probably had some sort of I think that when they arrested him, they cataloged what was there, and then they got a warrant immediately, kind of like they did with the car originally. They went there, they verified that there was a smell in the car, they immediately got a search warrant to enter the car. Probably the same thing. And Beth alluded to that. Actually, she said that she didn't know at the time if there was going to be significance from those returns or not.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that those warrants also include materials possessed by other individuals that are not David?
Certainly, I definitely think there's going to be at least cloud type of data, other Facebook account or Instagram accounts.
That's the boy Neil that I was saying, the best friend. Like, the boy pleaded the 5th and they just let him walk. Like, is y'all serious? Like, I feel as though that they're gonna let this boy walk. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is, but it's good. They got him behind bars. He's going through trial and everything. The question is, are they going to give him the sentence that he deserves? See, this is why a lot of, especially out here within the communities, right? A lot of people prefer street justice. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Even though I cannot promote no violence or nothing like that, you see where I'm coming from? Like, I feel the same way. All right? Like, shit, Lord. I wish I could really say what I want to say. I can, but I can't. Not here. Ugh. I should go to TikTok. But TikTok got some damn rules now, too, that they censor you now, too. I ain't going to Patreon. You got me fucked up. I got one, but I ain't going.
Meta, let's call it. And iCloud, they specifically leaned into iCloud a lot. They said that there was over 10 terabytes of data from one iCloud account. So, which, listen, I can kind of see, the guy's a musician, he's probably got a ton of music, ton of video, raw video and everything backed up there, but it's still a massive account. I know I've heard reports of them saying 10 terabytes of child porn. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a 10 terabyte account. Yes, I think others are wrapped up in this. I think all his inner circle people have had all their accounts subject to search warrant, probably their social media accounts, and including his management.
I'm glad you mentioned. I mean, this is something we talked about previously.
I think his management knows about it and they staying quiet. Yo, I think this boy got protection from all angles.
Prosecutors say he was in possession of child pornography. We don't know if it was allegedly of Celeste or someone else, but that was interesting and made me wonder if there could be.
Dude, it's different minors. And then he's also like, when was this? When did they drop this? 2 hours ago? I know y'all should have these updates. And he's the private investigator at that. Like, come on, man. Like, get it out.
Federal charges on the horizon for him. Real quick, if they unseal these search warrants, you, me, everyone's going to be able to see them?
We'll be able to see who they were served upon, and we'll be able to see what the return was. Not saying the data, but the return filed by the police saying we recovered, this account, data from this account, whatever. We'll see on a general basis, and we'll see who it was served upon, what they were looking for, and what the probable cause was, which is going to be the real tell in this thing, what the probable cause was to get the search warrant.
So back to the preliminary hearing, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on because at the time of this recording, we haven't had the hearing yet later today. Do you think this preliminary hearing is actually going to happen on Friday? And if it does, how much of the prosecution's case is going to be revealed? And how much evidence are they going to present of what they have against David?
Well, they just have to show enough that they have probable cause. However, I think because of the nature of the case and everything, and because some of the scrutiny that LAPD and the DA's office came under, I think that they're going to overshoot that a little bit. I think they're going to say, we've got a case here. Look what we have. And this is just what we're showing you for probable cause. Whether it happens or not, I have a feeling it probably is not. The fact that they have not found, especially for those grand jury transcripts, because listen, they need to know, meaning the defense needs to know what Neil Langston and Rob Morgan said. They have to have that information. They can't go to a trial without that. They have not filed anything to get those unsealed. And the judge told them a couple times she's willing to unseal it. They just need a motion. The fact that they didn't do that immediately at the courthouse, I think that they're talking a little different than the real strategy that they're in.
No, man, screw that. Is the judge into this shit too? Is the judge in it? We know the father's a lawyer. We know that the father, as a lawyer, is connected to the Epsteins. All right, come on, man. It's too many connections with these celebrities and these uprising stars and all this shit to these goddamn predators up there, okay? Man, this is why, look, listen, screw that. I know my daughter can sing. I know my daughter can dance. But there's no way in hell that I would sit here and give my daughter to none of them predators. All right? Listen, the first thing I told her dad was, look, if she ever really, really wants to do that shit, I'm not going to say, hey, I don't want you to do that. But you better be her goddamn manager. You better be there every second of the hour, every second of the second. All that. Every second of the second. I don't know if that exists, but I just made the damn word exist, all right? It's a new word every second of the second, a new phrase. Fuck that.
Actually, floor.
Steve, something else that I thought was significant is if the DA is claiming that David killed Celeste to prevent her from coming forward and exposing his alleged illegal behavior, that he did it to protect his career, I thought it was very interesting the following, because according to Rolling Stone, Interscope Records cut ties with him before his arrest. UMG, so Universal Music Group, is working to get their clients' songs that they collaborated on with David removed from streaming platforms.
So they say.
According to People magazine, Fortnite is going to refund the players who made David-related purchases in the game. They released a statement saying, we hear the concerns. We have a bunch of changes we're rolling out over time. The first one will be available on Tuesday, April 28th, when anyone who purchased one of these items will be able to get an immediate self-service refund. And right now, players who request refunds for David Cosmetics via player support can be refunded. And by the way, David's song Locked and Loaded was apparently the game's first official theme song back in 2025. This is per reporting from Houston Chronicle. And to give everybody an idea, by the way, of why this is significant also, and I'm going to go back to Steve on this, David reportedly talked about how much this game meant to him. There was this Variety interview where he said, quote, Fortnite has been such a big part of my life, and it's what led me to make music in the first place. Being able to create the official anthem for Fortnite feels like a true full circle moment. Fortnite gave me a space to be creative and connect with people all over the world, and that same energy is what I wanted to put into this track. It's more than a song. It's me giving back to something that shaped my story as an artist. And even now, playing Fortnite is still my true passion. So I find this very relevant for the prosecution's case, Steve. If they're trying to say he tried to silence a witness to prevent his career from being torpedoed, look what just happened after his arrest. They might be able to use this potentially.
And listen, I think if it goes to trial, you're going to see that the way he met Celeste was through.
And y'all keep saying if. Like, isn't there enough evidence? And my thing is, right, going to the Fortnite thing, right, going to the Fortnite concerns, is y'all just only doing this with the D4vD situation? Or is y'all going to, you know, how can I say, get more stricter with the adults engaging with the younger kids within these games? Or is y'all just, I mean, I don't know. Is there, I mean, I feel as though if more parents come together, yeah, that's a way to eliminate the game, right? But they'll just come up with another one. You see where I'm coming from? It's like a band-aid. How do we completely get the CEOs, right? How can I say? Because it's like, look, listen, I don't give a fuck what they say. Like, I talked about this. I did a whole live about this not so long ago, right? Where an actual YouTuber, all right, got his channel deleted and everything because of fucking Fortnite. Like, all he was doing was exposing the predators within Fortnite, and he was doing it the right way, the legit way. But yet they came down his neck, all right? They gave him all these strikes, and then they sent him threats talking about that, you know, he can't do this and he can't do that. Fuck that. He fought. I gotta check the update on that. See what happened with the bull. All right, because I'm hoping he beat this John, because it's like, yo, enough is enough. Like, parents, y'all are the missing key, right? But it's like, I don't know, like, I don't get tired of saying this. It's like, I'm not saying this about everybody, right? But there's a lot of parents out here, man. Take a minute off your phone, all right? Take a deep breath. Breathe in that fresh air outside, all right? Give your brain, you know, some thinking time. Sit somewhere, all right? Like, reflect on the neurons that are going around in your head. Like, shit. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. I got to learn, right? Oh, my strike is off. But I'm still not going to sit here and, you know, keep talking shit. Because, listen, that strike taught me a lesson, all right? That strike taught me a lesson.
Through Fortnite, and that's significant. And listen, good on Fortnite. They didn't do this after a bunch of pushback. They did this. You know, one person requested a refund.
He's not a boy. Pretty brown eyes. He's 23 years old, I think. Let me see. How old is D4vD? How old is D4vD? Oh, the motherfucker 21. Shit, I gave him 2 more years. He was, I guess, 18. He was 18. Celeste was 11. 19. Celeste was 12. 20, which was last year, Celeste was 13. Damn. A predator at its best, yo. I'm telling you. But I don't even know Pretty Brown Eyes was just talking about that. I think I seen the text too late. My bad.
They immediately processed it, and this started the ball rolling. And good for them. You know, yeah, he hasn't been proven guilty yet. I know that, but they're a private company, and if there's like, we don't want our name attached to him whatsoever, and we're going to refund people who, you know, good for them. And because listen, Celeste did meet him through Fortnite when she was very, very young, and then it went over to Discord. And so I appreciate they did that, and he did. He used that platform to lure people, and it's, you know, obviously against their terms of service, and they didn't endorse it at all. But I'm glad that they're doing it without being asked to.
I want to talk about the timeline. So you constructed a timeline in this case, and I want to go through some of it. So tell me about what happened on the day of Celeste's alleged killing and what happened immediately after.
You know, it's really wild to kind of see it on paper like this, and I got to give my analyst credit for putting this timeline together. On the 23rd is the day that prosecution alleges that she was killed and lured over there and then killed. Beth Silverman seems to be saying it was the 23rd because last week
going over to his house, and she never.
And she also called it the 1-year anniversary of her death last year on the 23rd. So he comes over there, and that is the day that he'd just gotten done with Coachella. He's back. He's kind of on this like rush of activity going on, and they announced that the Wither tour or Wither album's dropping, and there's going to be a tour, and pre-sale starts. So here comes the money rolling in, right? And obviously they're alleging that Celeste was threatening to stop that. Now, what I find really interesting is, and I'm not saying anybody else was involved, I'm just saying I find it interesting that this is a period of time, the 23rd when they announced that. The next day they have a album release party and Wither tour pre-sale, and then ticket sales start. And then by the 25th, he's playing in New York. His management's in town. His management who leased the house is in town. Don't know where they're staying, and his friends are all around. I put up pictures yesterday of them on the 24th at this party. This would be just hours after he killed her, and he's hanging out, and Neo and Asia are in the photos with him. I don't think he had a lot of downtime by himself coming off of Coachella and then all these.
There's something wrong with the bull. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It's something more than diabolical. All right, something more than demonic. I can't pinpoint what it is. All right, mental health. I mean, could he be a psychopath that seemed to be normal? Mental health is serious, and this is why I hate when people, out here use mental health as a crutch. Like, but I'm telling you, like, either his imagination is out of this damn world, or he was into some shit, and it wasn't his first time killing either. Listen, this wasn't his first time killing. He's killed before. Let me stop saying that word because I got to start getting used to the policies they're about to hit us with on YouTube too. All right. What got me fucked up is how we going to say certain words. Like, how we going to even talk about, like sex on YouTube or anything like that? Like, have, how can I say bring awareness? You see where I'm coming from to certain things. If you can't even say, I mean, I hope it's not so true, but I was reading certain policies they want to hit YouTube with. Like, how can you not even say the word penis? You can't say ass, vagina. I'm sitting here like, is you fucking serious? I can understand dick. But anyways, let's get back on this, John. Like, my head is everywhere. For real, for real. It's like, I just want to grab him out the screen right now, for real. Right? And, like, have my dog start a hole back there real quick. And I'm going to help him with the shovel, for real, for real. But I can't do that. I can't do that. All right? I'm just speaking metaphorically, all right?
Our event's happening, and by the 25th, from the 23rd, he kills her. By the 25th, he's in New York. He has a party, album release, all this stuff happening. Who was around him? I think that's going to be really key.
Yeah. So this party you say is in Culver City, California. You said in your post, based on the timeline, I do not believe David was alone for more than brief periods between April 23rd and April 25th. I guess the question is, where do you think Celeste's remains were? Where was her body during this time?
I don't know. I mean, they're actively at this minute trying to find that out, really. And listen, I think that there's some nexus to downtown LA. On May 5th, when they alleged that she was unfortunately, dismembered by him, they said that happened on May 5th. There's a photo of him that social media post that we recaptured of him at a Cinco de Mayo type event downtown late at night with a food truck. Physiology of this is that she was killed on the 21st and 23rd of April and dismembered on May 5th. She had to be refrigerated most likely in between. And I don't know if that means it's a warehouse downtown or some sort of facility downtown that he rented or had or whatever.
Nah, he had her in that apartment, dude. He had her in that apartment. That explains the videos that certain YouTubers are uploading, right? Where it says that, D4vD is explaining the reason why, his bathroom was stinking. You see where I'm coming from? Like, no, there was people that was coming over to his crib and, they were smelling a foul smell come out his crib. Dude, he had the crib. I mean, he had the body in the crib for a minute. Then I guess he froze it. Then he dismembered that John. That's why he had the chainsaw. That's why, and I feel as though he used a chainsaw and got rid of that chainsaw. That's why the chainsaw that they found looked at brand new. Like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie. It looks like he had another victim, in mind. But all this happened. He got caught because, I don't think he was supposed to leave the parts in the car. Whoever was helping him out messed up and screwed them both. Hey, but I could be overthinking this case too much.
But I don't believe she was kept at the house, and she wouldn't have been in a state really to dismember her to where, she was still wearing clothes and everything, and that would have been, a really tricky situation if she wasn't. So I think she was stored downtown or somewhere that had refrigeration.
These allegations are so heinous and so disturbing, but you couple with the.
If she was stored downtown, so listen, dude. So he was back and forth with the body. Listen to what you said. He was back and forth with the body. Does he have a deep freezer in his crib? They never. Hold up. Did they ever find a deep freezer in D4vD's house? Yeah. So reports are saying that he had a freezer deep enough to store a body. Oh, fucking, don't tell me he had that. I'm sorry. Don't tell me he had that body downtown somewhere. That's bullshit. The evidence is right there. The proof is right there within everything y'all have been telling us. And I hate when they do this shit, man. Like, they act like we're stupid.
Idea of him, allegedly partying right afterwards. And didn't he stream? Didn't you say he streamed? Or was it on the 23rd or the 24th?
He streamed a performance. He did a 3-day band lab collaboration in New York City starting on the 25th, then flew home to Houston and performed there from his hometown on the 28th. And they streamed that as well. But he was, listen, there's no way. You can't look at the pictures of these performances, except when he starts breaking down and crying, which makes you wonder if that's a little performative. But like when he's at this party, he's having the time of his life. I mean, he's on top of the world. It's all about him. It's his party. He's the belle of the ball, So he doesn't look too bothered. And I sure would like to talk to people like Neo and Asia and his management and say, what was his mindset? What was he talking about? Were you at the house that night? Because David, when they have these parties, they tend to be after parties at the house.
So I go back to something that you wrote in your post. It's difficult to believe that no one knew anything about Celeste. Immunity may protect someone legally, but it does not shield them from public perception, especially if information was not brought forward immediately. These photos are from the April 24th party, 100 Thieves, hours after Celeste Rivas Hernandez was killed, according to prosecutors. So you and I talked about this, but I just want you to elaborate on it. I asked DA Nathan Hochman in my interview on Jesse Weber Live on News Nation about whether other people will be charged. And he goes, look, it's an ongoing investigation. If people have more information come forward, he wouldn't confirm whether or not someone was given a deal or whether or not someone's cooperating. I remember he did say there's cooperating and non-cooperating witnesses potentially in the grand jury. Your thoughts on this? Again, if we're looking at the timeline, we're looking at what prosecutors alleging. I'm wondering whether or not potential cooperating witnesses and ideas of immunity deals would even come up in a preliminary hearing.
Listen, I think 2 or 3 people know, and it's that that blunt about it. I think 2 of those people. I think Neo and Asia. Just my opinion, but as an investigator and what I've seen, I think they knew things. And imagine that if you're somebody that,
dude, you don't think just to like a lot of us. All right, listen. From watching these videos surface, from listening to reports, all right, looking at the pictures, looking at the text messages. I don't know what, listen, Tisha tells, it's a few people. Hold on one second. I'm about to let y'all know. It's a few people that are reporting on this that, got the full receipts on this job. All right. And listen, I don't know if a lot of people know about these people, but I'm going to let y'all know. All right. We know Tisha Tells is one of them. All right. I think she just uploaded a video 2 hours ago. All right. And I think we're going to do that on part 2. We're going to review the Tisha Tells video next. I should have did that. That's what I should have reviewed and reacted to. But I wanted actually to review and react to, what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. What's this shit? Let's take it to one. Let's see. I got him right here on my little list. I know the Pascal show is one of them that's talking about it. Is Ticket TV? Did Ticket TV talk about it? I'm not sure. I gotta check. But it's a few people. Oh my God, I can't believe. Tisha Tells, I know I keep saying your name, keep popping up. Come on, I gotta get his name. How can I forget his name? My man is not showing up right now. Who gives a fuck about DJ Academics? I don't watch DJ Academics for shit. That's another predator out here. And everybody sleep on him. Real shit. I'm trying to get the bull name because he really brings out receipts. Is it? No, it's not Novice D. Let me see. Where he at? Let's see. The Pascal show talked about it earlier too. Oh, News Nation also is talking about it. Down the Rabbit Hole is talking about it. She be throwing receipts out there too. Y'all gotta go watch Down the Rabbit Hole. She be thorough with her shit. Come on, dude. Like, why ain't you popping up? I was just watching you earlier. I think that's because I watched the whole video. See, the history only stores when you watch half the videos, not all the video. I mean, the whole video. Bitch ass. Hurting my eyes. I can't find him right now, man. This strong. Man, screw it. Let's get back to it, all right? But everybody, I feel as though everybody in this case, from the best friend to his manager and the people that was around him every time he was doing the streaming, they know what happened. All right, they are witnesses, and they should be behind bars too. Why should they walk away? But as soon as the Bulls pleaded the fifth, the Neo Bull, this mofo right here on the screen next to him, they let him walk. Oh, I don't know what happened, but yet he's everywhere on videos, pictures, streams. Come on, dude.
That reluctantly came forward after being, let's say, arrested or whatever, and being kind of forced your hand, like go to jail or tell your story. Imagine that you pretty much told the story, but held some back and then find out that there's been a wiretap this whole time going on. And it's like, oh God, I'm going to get caught up in this. So is Nathan Hawkins saying, yeah, we can't say nobody's going to be charged if they were honest and they kept to their immunity agreement? Now, he didn't say that, but I'm just saying, I'm just reading between the lines that then they're probably okay. But if they lied to us, they're not going to be okay. And listen, that wiretap could tell a lot, and if you find out that they didn't tell their whole story or they lied a little bit.
So if y'all got the wiretap on him, why don't y'all do something? You see what I'm saying, man? The system ain't shit right now. And it's because we ain't doing nothing. So motherfuckers like D4vD, all right, be getting away with crimes like nothing. See, I hear so many people scream, what we gonna do? And the answer's in our faces. not the question. The answer's in our faces. All right, go fight the legislation. That's who the motherfuckers that, you know, we are so-called putting in office, which I don't really see nobody vote for because they're so worried about federal. Those are the motherfuckers we need to go fight. All right, change these policies from the listen, man. We talked about this before. All right, we had a conversation where I feel as though, right, a lot of people hide behind the age of consent. All right, I see it here on social media a lot. I see it on these streets a lot. All right, a lot of people really hide behind the age of consent. The crazy part is, right, that these laws ain't really protecting no victims. These laws really protect the predators. And we know the reason why. So I'm not even going to ask, oh, why are these laws protecting the predators? They say they're supposed to be protecting us, right? And I'm not talking me because I'm a survivor. I'm saying us, the people. But in reality, no, man, it's actually protecting them fucking predators. They get away with a lot. We've talked about it time after time after time, right? And I know these be sensitive conversations. I mean, sensitive topics, right? I dropped the link, right? And I'm not gonna say much, right? I think I've spoke throughout this whole job. People know my opinion, my perspective on this, right? But it's like I feel like I'm repeating myself by now. My thoughts haven't changed. You see where I'm coming from? Like what we should be doing as people, right? When it comes to, you know, these policies and all that. Like me repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. I know I'm getting people tired of it. So it's like we know what to do. The question is, what are we going to do next? Is we going to sit around and, you know, let shit like this keep happening? Or are we going to actually step up and make a change?
Not covered anymore.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the wiretap, how it works, how law enforcement would be able to get that?
Yeah, so it's done a lot on. It can be done on a state level, which it was, but it's done a lot on a federal level. But they literally tap your phone. So whatever lines that they apply for, it's under like a super warrant. They're supposed to exhaust all other means first, but then they can actually intercept and listen in on all your phone calls, and they record them. And we don't know how long this wiretap was ongoing for, but I imagine a pretty long time. So anything like you said, hey, don't put that in writing, call me, man. You know, it's all going to be recorded. And
well, why were they wiretapping him? Because they had suspicions that he had Celeste, or he was doing other things that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Why was he getting wiretapped to begin with? Was it because of this case? Because he's saying he's not sure. They could have been tapping him for a minute, right?
I think that's going to take up a very, very large part of the 41 terabytes of data.
When do you think her body was put in that Tesla?
After, I think probably on the night he dismembered her on May 5th, if that's the date it happened, or whenever he did dismember her. I think she was put in there probably somewhat in the, still in a refrigerated state. And I don't know why he didn't complete, getting rid of her, or if it was just a trophy thing, or if he did it on purpose. I don't know if we'll ever get the answer to that and understand it, but I think she was put in there shortly after she was dismembered.
Again, just have to be clear, right? You said it before. He's innocent until proven guilty. These are allegations. Why do they believe May 5th is that date of their?
I don't know. I think it has to be witness testimony, somebody that knew that came forward, or they have some really convincing text messages, which would just be really dumb if they did that. But going back to the very beginning of this thing, when I was talking to neighbors in that neighborhood, what they told me and what I put out there at the very beginning was the Tesla started being parked in different spots around the neighborhood where the rental house was, starting in May. And, we didn't know any of this information at the time. Now we find out May is the date, and that's when he started moving around. So I think she was in there right after dismemberment.
Steve, I always appreciate you coming on. I know this is not an easy case to talk about. This should be an interesting week. We will see what happens. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And we just got word at the time of this recording, the David hearing is over today. The preliminary hearing has been moved now to May 26th. There's going to be a status conference on May 12th. We'll see what happens next.
So they're not going to do shit on. They're not going to do shit on Friday. I know it. It's like they're letting these predators slide. All right, they're giving them slaps in the wrist. I don't know with him if it's because of the connection. You see where I'm coming from? Because for real, like over here, like you scream, rape or molestation, and it's a man, especially a black man. Look, listen, man, they're not really asking questions. I ain't gonna say you're lying. All right. But one thing that I do, complain about is how these judges, all right, give them a lenient sentence, right, when a man has actually been, the proof is right there, evidence is right there. Why is it taking them so long? Because of his status, because of the connections, and I feel as though that is because that's the reason why. All right, I got the link down below if anybody wants to come chop it up real quick, with a shorty. Before I end this topic, but like I said, there's a lot of inconsistency in this case, and I feel as though they might give him a slap in the wrist. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Hopefully they don't. I want to see, I want to be able to do the trials. That's when we're gonna really get, the tea. All right, that's when we're gonna really get everything when they do the trials. Right now, it's like it's gonna still be rumors. A lot of people don't really got the transcripts of what happened in the courtroom. None of that. I mean, I think some people might have the access to it, but we're gonna do a part 2 to the D4vD. All right. I don't think anybody's gonna hit the link on this, John. So I'm gonna continue to say what I gotta say. All right. I'm done with the D4vD, John, but I'm gonna move on to my next topic, which is all right. Well, it's not even a topic. All right, we're about to just put some music on, and I want to I want to ask, for those of y'all that constantly watch me and stuff like that, out of these songs that we play next, all right, which one should I make which 3 songs should I make my videos on, all right, for the intro, not just for the intro, right? Because I'm gonna start making videos, right, and I'm gonna start asking y'all little by little which song should I make the videos to, and I'm gonna start uploading them here on YouTube. So I'm gonna start working on the videos too as I'm finishing this book up, and I want to remind all of y'all, all right, on the 30th, not tomorrow, all right, on the 30th of May. All right, we're gonna be doing the Writers for Life giveaways. All right, we're gonna be giving away the books, and we're gonna be giving away Writers for Life hoodies. Trust me, listen, like I keep trying to tell everybody, man, I know who shows support, who rocks out, who's here constantly with a shorty, all right, who shares my messages. Like, I really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, like, for real, for real. I gotta give a big shout out to SBK because he's a real big supporter. He's one of, SBK and a few other people have already purchased the book. Listen, I got the links down below in the chat for anybody, that's interested in the poetry. All right, we got 2 more books coming out. Hopefully we get them in before May 30th, or if not, we're going to have to change the date again for the giveaways. All right, because I need to publish the book in order to give them away. So once I publish the books, I'm going to be able to give away a few books. So that's definitely going to be for the giveaway. And then we got the Writers for Life hoodies. All right, we're going to be giving out 2 Writers for Life. We building caskets up in this, John. All right, rest in peace to the Predators. And then 2 original Writers for Life hoodies. All right, we getting back to that. It's been a minute since we've done the giveaways. All right, that accident 2 years ago really got in the way of me doing the things that I had to do and the things that I was doing. But I'm back on my feet. I'm doing everything, that I said I'm going to do. I'm accomplishing a lot of things. All right. That's why, listen, you don't really see me go as much live on this, John. But I'm trying to do different things now. All right. I'm about to start the 2 more channels. All right. One is going to be, I think we're going to just do music uploads on that, John. The other one is going to be, like I said, the family type of channel. And then I got the backup. So the family type channel is like, the family channel is going to be like, me when I go to the events. I think I'm going to separate that a little bit from the podcast. All right. And we're going to start uploading that, John, the events in Philadelphia, things that I do with the kids out when we go out and stuff like that. So we're going to try to do different things. We're going to switch it up a little bit, but we're not changing what we do here on this podcast, man. Look, like, I like keeping it raw and uncut. I like when people hit the panel and they're able to express themselves without having to worry if they can say anything. Listen, ain't none of that shit changing. So with that being said, man, I don't know how y'all feel about the D4vD case. For those of you catching the replay, man, let us surely know what y'all think and how y'all feel about the situation. What do y'all think that we could do, as we the people, all right, to change these policies when it comes to, situations like this. And then while I'm at it, man, yeah, I gotta give you, listen, man. I don't know if you heard me before, man. I gotta give you a big ass shout out. All right, look, listen, I finally figured out, man. It wasn't taking my voice, all right, But it finally grabbed my voice. Now it's taking the voices, recording the voice, right, for my verses. But I don't like the way this John tweaked my voice. I mean, it sounds cool. You see where I'm coming from? But it's like, damn, man, you could have used my voice. You didn't have to tweak my voice. But it tweaks my voice. Trying to play with me and shit. But guys, look, listen, these are the new lyrical poems from the book. All right. And like I said, let us shorty know which one of these 3 poems, are the lyrical poems, y'all think I should make for the new intro that we're gonna use for a minute. All right. We're gonna pick 3. All right. Hopefully, you know, those of you that catch the replay, leave your comments. Those of you that come through, let us shorty know. All right. Listen, if y'all enjoy the stream, if y'all enjoying the stream, smash the like button for a shorty. All right, and share the videos. And the link is down below for anybody that wants to come up and, you know, touch on any topic. All right.
Look, I'm from where the streets don't lie. You think you're here forever? You're just passing through. The universe is a cycle, and it always collects. Writers for life. We come from dust, we leave the dust. A journey in this universe that's tough. Lessons we learn, the universe demands to let go and move on. In the end, it stands. No possession, no attachment. Life's a dance with retention. In the rhythm of the universe we blend. Writers for life, we're just watching the cycle spin. From the dust to the stars and back again. The truth we find is our final defense. In the rhythm of the universe, it all makes sense. Yeah, the air is getting thin, but the vision is clear. Writers for life, only truth lives in here. The truth we find, it's our final defense. From stardust to stardust, we drawn. The universe, a cycle that's drawn. With every moment, we make amends. The cycle repeats, the lesson transcends. Writers for life, yeah, we're letting it all go. From the concrete to the stars, we're finding the flow. Authenticity's the only thing that's going to stay. While the dust and the shadows just wither away. We're just standing back, letting the truth play. Born from nothing, we return to nothing. Life's a cycle, a constant spinning. As we move forward, we must defend. Don't try to hold on to it, it'll slip right through your hand. Let go, learn, and it ascends. Writers for life, we're just watching the cycle spin. From the dust to the stars and back again. The truth we find is our final defense. In the rhythm of the universe, it all makes sense. Writers for life, only truth lives in here. It's a cycle, right? You can't take the lies with you back to the dust. The lesson transcends the flesh. Learn the end so you can find the ascent. North Philly, from the concrete to the stars, and that's on everything.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. All right. I don't know what the AI was thinking when it decided to tweak my voice, when it could have just left my voice alone. All right, and just played the hooks. All right, look, listen. Look, it could have just left my voice. For some reason, it decided to sit here, all right, and combine Remy Ma with Queen Latifah. I don't know if that's what it thinks when I'm on this John, just, you know, I guess spitting the lyrics, but I feel as though like this AI just thought for a second, like, wait a minute, I can't tell. Like, is it a combination of Remy Ma and Queen Latifah? Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all gonna hear it every time y'all hear the verses. Y'all hear me, you know, rapping.
From the shadows to the sun, the struggle is over. The real work just begun. Yeah.
Once trapped in darkness, now you see the light. Through trials and struggles that emerge with might. You survived the worst, embrace what's right. From ashes you rise like a phoenix above.
Riders for life, we're burning the old maps today. Watching the smoke as the ghosts fade away. You thought the fire would consume the whole vision, but it only refined us and sharpened the mission. Yeah, we're breathing again and the air is so clear. Riders for life, we ain't living in fear.
In your hands lies the power to love. Leave the past behind you. Look above, you're free to create a life full of love. No longer bound by fear or despair. Your spirit soars high in the air.
Riders for life, it's the glow of the new. Everything changed from a different view. The bars on the cage were just made out of lies. Now we're the owners of all of these skies. No more surviving, we're learning to fly.
With faith as your guide, nothing can compare. You're free to create a fair future. Embrace this new chapter with open arms. Let your dreams and passions be your guide. The past may have hurt you deep inside, but now you're free to create something better and strive.
Riders for life, we're burning the old maps today. Watching the smoke as the ghosts fade away. You thought the fire would consume the whole vision. Riders for life, we ain't living in fear.
You see, for a long time, I thought the darkness was the end of the story. I thought being burned to ashes meant there was nothing left to build with. But that's the thing about a phoenix. Yeah, you don't know its power until the fire goes out. I had to leave that old version of me behind. Stop looking at the ground and start looking at the sky. Now the spirit is high, the faith is the compass in the future. Man, the future looks fair for the first time in a long time.
We ain't just surviving no more, we're catching our stride. Riders for life,
and that's on everything. You know, I used to wonder why they did it. But then I realized the best way to see a person is to just let them be free. Yeah, in the shadows they may deceive. Whispers of betrayal they weave. But let them show their true colors. Believe, for freedom reveals what they truly conceive.
riders for life, we're just watching the masks all fall. Standing in the truth while they're leaning on the wall. You can keep the gossip and you can keep the lies. We see the reality behind those shifty eyes. Yeah, the room is getting empty, but the air is so clear. Riders for life, we don't want the fakes in here.
Let them lie and ghost with deceit. Their words behind your back on repeat. But given freedom, their true selves meet. Their masks fall off, honesty complete. Don't be fooled by their facade, so grand.
Riders for life,
yeah, we're letting them run wild. No more being tricked or being reconciled. Authenticity is the only thing that's going to stay. While the cowards and the ghosts just wither away. We're just standing back, letting the truth play. Let them run wild in the open land. Their true colors will finally stand. Authenticity shines when given a hand.
so let them betray and gossip away.
In the end, truth will have its say. Freedom to be who they are today reveals reality in every way.
Riders for life,
We're just watching the masks all fall.
standing in the truth
While they're leaning on the wall.
you can keep the gossip.
And you can keep the lies.
Riders for life,
We don't want the fakes in here. It's funny, right? You don't even have to dig for the truth. You just have to give people enough room. Give them the freedom to act out. And they'll tell on themselves every single time. I'm not mad at the betrayal anymore. I'm thankful for it. Because now, I know exactly who I'm standing next to. The facade was grand, but the reality is much better.
Keep that same energy when the truth comes out. Riders for life, and that's on everything.
I want to say, I want to take the time and say thank you to all those that came through, showed a shorty support from Twitch to YouTube, all right, to Facebook. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that came through, stopped by, whether y'all, had conversed with me in the chat or y'all just was, how can I say, in the bushes lurking. I appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Deep under the surface, where the pressure meets the peace. You gotta find that balance. In the depths of the sea, I find serenity. Powerful waves, yet calm as can be. Let the ocean show you strength and tranquility, proving you can be both, still and free. Riders for life, we're moving like the tide in the dark, carrying the fire, protecting the spark. The world tries to drown us, but we learn how to float, writing our survival in every single note. Yeah, the spirit is heavy, but the vision is light. Riders for life, we're burning through the night. Look up at the sky and see the stars so bright. Darkness surrounds, but your light shines brighter. Let them remind you that you shine, even in the night. Brightness within, always burning so bright. Riders for life, it's the glow that they can't put out, rising above all the shadows. In the doubt, from the floor of the ocean to the edge of the sky, we're the living proof that the truth never dies. It's a different kind of power, it's a different kind of high. The sun may set, but it will rise once more, hidden for a while, then shining galore, teaching resilience no matter what's in store. You'll emerge stronger than before. Riders for life, we're moving like the tide in the dark, carrying the fire, protecting the spark. The world tries to drown us, but we learn how to flow. Riders for life, we're burning through the night. You see, the ocean doesn't have to shout to show you it's powerful. It's got that quiet strength, that stillness that can move mountains. And just like the sun, we might have to go dark for a minute just to recharge. But don't get it twisted. When we come back, we're coming back with that shine they can't ignore. From the depths to the stars, we're keeping the stride. Riders for life, and that's on everything. This world is crazy. I would say shady. Ironic, right? Nowadays, you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties all in a bunch, thinking that they own one, saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one. Look in the mirror and tell me, what do you see? A victim of struggle or the person meant to be? Nowadays, your friends turn into enemies and your family members are your biggest haters. Can't see you accomplish anything, but what's more crazier is that they say as time pass by, it will heal everything. Writers for life, with the truth they can't hide. The power of the pen and the fire inside. They try to steal the credit for the work that I've done, but I'm the original, the only true one. Yeah, the name is the brand, and the brand is the key. Writers for life, setting the whole city free. Writers for life, yeah, we're making it clear. No room for the fake, so the ones living in fear. I built this from nothing, I carved out my space. Now I'm the leader and I'm setting the paces. Loyalty first and it's honor in the line. Watching the writers for life start to shine. I've seen time flash by and it removed everything, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror saying, girl, you are everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, don't say anything.
take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same. So make sure that when you cross me, you look both ways. And that's on everything.
You guys, the prosecution has released.
Through the trials and the tears, we're standing tall, embracing the journey, ready for whatever comes next. In the dust and debris, they find a way to start anew and face each day. They learn to mend what's been torn apart and find strength in their own beating heart. Through the trials and tears, they stand tall, embracing the journey, ready.
Oh, I found another video. I think I found the tissue video.
We're rising up from the ground.
The same one from earlier?
To the ones who doubted, just look at us now. We're taking the stage and we're taking the bow. No more excuses and no more delays. Riders for life. We're ending those days. With every sunrise, they see a chance to dance with life's unpredictable dance. Trusting themselves, they pave their own way, knowing that hope shines brighter than yesterday. Riders for life, yeah, we're breaking the chains, rising above all the doubt and the pains. You said we couldn't, you said we were through, but look at the vision that's coming to view. It's a brand new chapter. It's a brand new view. Experience has taught them well that life's twists and turns can be hard to quell. But through it all, they've learned to believe that at every moment there's a chance to achieve. Riders for life, we're rising up from the ground, building a world where the lost can be found. To the ones who doubted, just look at us now. Riders for life, we're ending those days. Look at the dust we left behind, clean the debris, now we're one of a kind. You stay talking while we stayed achieving. Now it's our season and we're the ones leading. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Riders for life, yeah, it's a new beginning, and that's on everything.
All right, we're going to get back to that real quick. Give me 1 second. I want to play this video, all right? Because now I got a few people on Facebook and I got a few people on the gram. So we definitely about to play the video. Shout out to Pretty Brown Eyes for mentioning Tisha Tells. All right. So I got a few people on Facebook. Give me a second. Where the fuck was share the screen? Right here. Okay. So it turns out that it wasn't just one chainsaw. All right. It was 2 chainsaws. So we was not tripping earlier. We definitely got to check this out.
You guys, the prosecution has released key evidence about Celeste's last moments, and they are horrific. But let's start with the most shocking thing. Do you know that monster David postmated a shovel?
Ouch.
Moments after Celeste allegedly passed away? You guys, let's get into this because let's take it from the top. 2 chainsaws, a body bag, a blue inflatable pool. That is what investigators also say David ordered to his front door under the fake name Victoria Mendez.
Oh,
just
shit.
days after he ordered Celeste an Uber to her death. He didn't just drive. And get this, they have also confirmed that he was the last person to drive the Tesla where her body was.
But yet they don't have enough evidence to. Boy, listen, I'm telling you, it's the process. If he walks, boy, it's the connections that he has.
But get this, the cruelest and most shocking thing, and we're going to go into all the receipts. David shopped for her disposal, a shovel on Postmates. while she was still fighting for her life. This isn't a theory. These
Oh, wow.
are the Postmate and Amazon receipts the prosecution just exposed. Let's get into it and look at everything that they had to say. All right, let's.
Yo, I can't believe that his murder actually like matches his song. Like, boy, he really like his song was a confession. His whole album was a confession.
Start with the TMZ report. They said David went to Amazon and purchased a couple of chainsaws after he stabbed Celeste Rivas and stood by while she bled out. This is directly from the prosecutor's case. Let me tell you something. David needs to be under the jail. And any of the sickos that are defending him, saying they need to listen to his music, you guys are just as bad. We have moved past allegedly. But you know what? We can talk about this Sunday. I'm going to go live. I'm going to bring Tiffany Red with the 100%ers. She actually was pivotal in getting David's music demonetized on YouTube, and she's working on getting it pulled from all platforms. But let's get back into this. According to new legal documents, investigators claim that David stabbed Celeste to death at his Hollywood Hills home on April 23rd, 2025, after ordering an Uber to bring her all the way from Lake Elsner, California. Now, if you guys don't know, David's old home was in Doney Drive in Hollywood Hills, and Lake Elsner is in Riverside County. So that's roughly 75 to 80 miles, depending on exact routes. Now, typically, it's 1.5 to 2.5 hours of driving each way. That's easily 3 hours during LA traffic hours. And since it was a one-way Uber X ride, that distance in Southern California runs about $120 to $200 off peak and about $200, maybe $300 or more with surge pricing. Okay.
Man, shit, you got listen. He really wanted to get rid of this young girl, yo. This guy is sick. Yo, there's so many things I want to say right now, but I really can't. I just want to get demonetized for one quick second, just so I can say what I gotta say. I swear to God, right now, I regret taking this monetization. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I regret taking this. When I do lives like this, I think we're gonna start taking this to the 2.0. Why? Because it's not monetized. And I could really speak my mind like I used to. He should be behind bars right now. Listen, he had enough freedom, and they sit here trying to debate if he should be in jail or not. This motherfucker should be in a casket. Yo, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like, I lost track.
Again, if he got her an Uber Comfort or an Uber Black, that would run him $200 to $400 much, or $250 to $500.
Nah, man, you got me fucked up, yo. I'll catch a bus, try to get a ride, but I ain't paying no Uber for that's it's gonna take me 3 hours away, knowing damn well that shit's gonna cost me as much. No, that shit's gonna cost me half my goddamn rent. I don't pay rent. But I used to, and I know how it's like. Come on, man. Is you serious? Like, yo, listen, I know he don't listen. But we know that his manager is the one that, paid everything, because I doubt the mofo paid rent. Like, he really played the scene in his head and actually acted on it. We got the beautiful. Am I tripping? Is that who I think it is? Oh, yes, it is. We got the beautiful Selena in the building, yo. Make sure y'all go check out Selena. All right, great conversations, great topics. And to me, in my opinion, all right, she be doing some of the greatest interviews here on YouTube. Listen, I said some, all right, but she be doing some dope ass interviews, man. I feel as though y'all should go check her out. All right, especially when it comes to that. I don't know if she's doing any more interviews, but I know she's still going live. All right, so make sure y'all go check her out. All right, like I said, great conversations, great topics. You won't be disappointed. Did I say that right? I swear disappointed came out all messed up, but let's continue.
Or more. Now, here's the thing, right? This is why Everybody's acting like David is some criminal mastermind, and I do think he is a psychopath, but you idiot. He basically planned to do something to her, and he ordered her an Uber. At the very least, you lit up, but guess what? I'm jumping the gun.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Hear how David tried to cover up his tracks. Okay, let's get back into this. Oh, you're not going to believe this. They said at the home, they alleged that David stabbed her to death. The next day, they claimed David bought a shovel on Postmates that was delivered to his home. About a week later, they alleged he purchased 2 chainsaws from Amazon, also delivered to his home, before following up that purchase by ordering a body bag, heavy-duty laundry bag.
And I said it earlier. I was like, yo, he had to have gotten 2 chainsaws. See, look, listen, sometimes I know I'll be going all over because, listen, my mind is like a maze, all right? And this is why sometimes I do take notes. I ain't going to sit here a lot. Sometimes I take notes because it's like I'll go all over the place just trying to prove a point, yo. Like, this shit is so obvious that it's not a joke. Like, I don't know why he is not behind. I mean, I get it. He's a celebrity. This how can I say, a high priority case? Listen, I don't give a fuck if he's famous or not. I don't care if he's a bum in the corner. Lock his ass up. This is the reason why a lot of people want to, do street justice and say, fuck the courts, yo. I ain't, look, listen. It took me a minute to control, the way I talk. Listen, I know that a lot of people, right, want me to talk the way I used to, but YouTube has censored me a lot that it's like they take my videos away. So I gotta watch it. I really gotta watch it. This is why I slow down on reacting on videos like this. Because I know I have a passion and people love that passion in me, right? But it's like I say certain things, right, that I know that'll sit here and cut like a sharp blade, and people don't get that part. Like right now, y'all don't even understand the thoughts that are going through my head right now. Like if I could just fuck, they ain't doing shit in that jail cell. I've had people tell me look, listen, he gonna get it in there. I don't give a fuck. You know how I look at a person that does the same thing that he did, the same as him? All right, it's disgusting either way. I don't give a fuck. All right, like that to me, no. He don't deserve to be here. He took the innocence away from someone. You see where I'm coming from? Like that person's not even here. They can't even see the daylight no more. That's the crazy part. The victims suffer until they figure a way how to, how can I say, embrace what's around them and learn how to live life, right? Or they're in a casket. Where's the justice in that? While these motherfuckers get to live, listen, I feel as though that sometimes when they give them what they get, what they've douched out, like these motherfuckers like it. These rapists and molesters and all that shit, man, they enjoy that shit. Some of them be hopping on rainbows trying to taste the goddamn Skittles. Y'all, look, listen, in my head, there's only one way out. And that's why I'm telling y'all, man, I got Peter Pan tucked up in La La Land somewhere, all right? Because we building caskets up in this bitch. That's where they belong, all right? Because listen, man, not even fucking, not even cutting that shit off, all right? I don't know how they do it for women. Shit, I can't get my words out right now. It's not even that works, all right? Like, look, listen, they find ways. Why can't I get the word out right now? And it's in the tip of my tongue and it won't come out. Shit. These motherfuckers deserve the fucking needle, man. Fuck the needle, man. Like, yo, just throw them alive in the casket and bury them. Let them think about, until they, how can I say, dissolve from this world, until they burn, the bones turn into ashes. Oh, for real. Let them just think it over and over about what they've done inside that hole that they can't get out of. But you know what? Maybe I'm tripping, man. Because I'm telling you right now, man, my cure to them, for real, man, just chop that shit off. Take their eye sockets out and stuff that shit in there. And if it's a woman, we'll figure it out. If it's a woman, man, just dismember that bitch.
In a blue inflatable pool. The documents also claim that David made purchases under the fake name Victoria Mendez. He really thought he was Kaiser Sosa.
Thank you, pretty
He
burn
really
eyes.
thought he ate on this. Now get this. The star put Celeste's body into the blue inflatable pool to prevent her blood from spilling all over the garage floor. Now, prosecutors say he then used a chainsaw and possible other tools to dismember her. Prosecutors also say that David allegedly amputated the pinky ring and pinky fingers on Celeste's left hand because, of course, you guys know she had a tattoo of his name on her ring finger. Again, the fingers have not been recovered. Now, while serving a search warrant at David's home in September, and I do have to apologize to the LAPD because they were building the case upon cases, and probably the whole time they were saying he wasn't a suspect, they probably had a warrant. They actually had a warrant to wiretap him, but I think they also had a warrant to surveil him, all right? They allegedly found, when they searched, remember they did that raid on David's house? Well, apparently they found evidence consistent with the dismemberment of Celeste's body in the inflatable pool, which contained multiple linear cuts. Now, several biological samples, which I think that's DNA, but why did they refer to them as biological samples? Hold on, let me check. Hey, y'all, I just found the difference, okay? Biological samples are physical material itself. It's the raw evidence collected from a scene: blood, hair, skin cells, saliva, tissue, bone, semen, urine, fingernail clippings, okay? Now,
All
DNA sample, so it means they collected biological samples from the pool and they physically swabbed, scraped, or bagged material they could see or detect. Now, and they often use a luminol or other reagents that reveal traces invisible to the eye. So basically, it's like that blue light thing.
Yeah.
DNA sample is what gets extracted from the biological sample in the lab. The DNA is the genetic code inside the biological material.
There you go.
Again,
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Distinction.
See, Tisha got it. All right, this is like science class. All right, that's it. Science class. Let me shut up. For real, like, look, listen, man, we just went to school today. All right, we got a little lecture from the teacher, and we learned something new today. There's a difference between the biological sample, right, and the DNA.
Matters distinctly for this case, okay? Because I was like, isn't that functionally the same thing? No, they said the pool is a brutal environment for evidence, and things degrade very fast, okay? Now, investigators can often confirm that something biological was present, especially if after that pool, he washed it with Clorox,
Oh, wow.
Chlorine, sun, all that stuff, and water dilution degrade biological materials fast. So, investigators probably confirmed that something biological was present, blood, proteins, tissue, days or weeks after that pool had been used. But getting a clean, court-admissible DNA profile from that same material, it's much, much harder. That's why we see the news where they say biological samples were recovered. So they were like, something human was in there, but because of probably the way he cleaned it, they probably couldn't tell who exactly it was. And that's why they couldn't link it directly to Celeste. But get this. They said several biological samples were tested positive for blood. They were tested and they were positive for blood, and they were collected in the garage area. As for when David and Celeste met, this goddamn narcissist idiot.
But they can't tell if it's her blood. I mean, I get I don't get tired of saying this. See, I hate hearing this. You want to know why I hate hearing this shit? All right, y'all collected the blood. Y'all got the, biological samples. All right, y'all got all this technology. Our DNA is stored the day we're born. Footprints, fingerprints, all that shit. And with the technology that y'all got now, y'all telling me y'all can't figure this? That's bullshit.
They said prosecutors claimed back in 2022 she was just 11 years old. You guys, all the Reddit threads were right. The docs say their sexual relationship began in November 2023 when she was 13 and he was 18. As you know, Celeste's body, you guys know.
Dude, he had a public relationship with her through this goddamn Fortnite and what was they going live on? Was it TikTok? Like everybody knew. Everybody was, flagging, leaving comments, trying to warn TikTok, and through all this, the parents didn't notice. And I'm talking about Celeste's parents. This is why earlier I said something's off with the parents, yo. Listen, I don't care who gets mad. Yo, something's off with the parents.
Let's also not forget that David was allegedly in possession of 40 terabytes of child at the time of his arrest. Again, you guys, they're not saying that there was 40 terabytes of information. They are now saying that prosecutors confirmed in a court that it was 40 terabytes of child.
Yep, and I know it was something off when the investigator tried to say, "Oh, it's terabytes of information." No, mofo, no, and you're supposed to be the investigator telling us everything. So why lie about that shit? I mean, look, listen, I'll be looking at some of these mofos like, look, y'all just don't understand. Like, okay, you're supposed to be the investigator, but why not be real with this shit? Like, Tisha Tell is telling it as it is, and I know she got the paperwork right there. So it was pornography what they found on that job. I'm going to say it. Because I'm not going to say they found, terabytes of, like people going to be like, what's, no. I love Tisha Tell. She be funny as shit. Listen, and she be following the rules on YouTube. I don't. That's why I know I'm not going to be monetized for long. I ain't. But anyways, let's continue.
And he has pled not guilty to the charges against him. Now, you guys know that David's brother actually put that all P's should die, right? And I agree with that. But interestingly enough, you guys, and this is going to be a loophole that's going to finally work in justice's favor. Even if they cannot make him go down for Celeste's passing, they can make him go down for that 40 terabytes of evidence, both state and federal. You guys, this is incredibly sad, but it's also such good news that there really is. David showed up to that court case with like his hair cut low because he's only 3 apples high with a bird chest. So I'm guessing he wanted to look, look, I'm so innocent. Man, David, get out of here. You guys, more details are coming out. I'm looking for the court documents. I'll go live when I get the court documents and we can read through them and we can decode all the legal language and actually see just how down bad David is about to be. This man is a monster and we are lucky he is off the street. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Well, if they don't get him for, how can I say, for raping and sexually assaulting Celeste and unaliving her, I hope that they do get him for the, what is it, the 400 terabytes, 4,000 terabytes of child pornography. I'm going to say it. The policies ain't passed through. Of child pornography. Yeah, I hope they get him for that. If not, look, listen, man, if y'all let him go, that man ain't going to last in the streets, all right? And this ain't going to be, how can I say, an illusion, all right, that we see or the stage being set like some Trump shit, all right? That he's already at the fourth assassination attempt. Nah. Listen, if they let this man go, all right, a lot of people's going to want street justice. For real. And street justice ain't going to work, all right, the way they think. This is why, listen, man, something got to get done with these court systems. And until we get it together, ain't shit going to get done. For real. But once again, man, I just want, like I said, I wanted to put this out there. Those of y'all that, catch the replay, leave your comment. All right, let's get the discussion started. Let us show you know what y'all think, how y'all feel about this topic. All right, and what do y'all think are the solutions that we could bring to the table when it comes, to the policies, surrounding these type of topics. All right, because I feel as though that, enough is enough of, how can I say, the victims continuously paying the price while, these predators barely get touched. And that's the best way I can say it, all right? Ain't nobody, hit the link or anything. So look, listen, man, we gonna finish playing the rest of the rest of the new music. All right. And if y'all, listen, the playlist has the names of each song. So let us shorty know which should be the next 3 videos that a shorty makes. I don't know why it's playing with me like this. All right. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna continue with the music. Like I said, I just wanted to put that out there. My opinion has not changed every time I've touched on this topic. All right, and we definitely gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna schedule it in a little bit. We might end up doing it because the trial is not going to happen until May, right? So I think I'm gonna schedule it for like the 3rd week of May before the Writers for Life giveaways. That's what we're gonna do. All right. And another thing, man, I want y'all to leave in my community wall. Like, look, listen, what type of topics y'all want me to start bringing back? All right. Do we get back to the sex crimes? Do we get back to the body cams? All right. The police crimes outside and stuff like that. Do we bring politics or do we bring it all together again? You see where I'm coming from? That's how we all started. So do y'all think that we should continue, mixing it up or just focusing on certain topics?
Look, stop calling it an accident when you keep doing it. They thought we'd fold. Look, stop calling it an accident when you keep doing it. They thought we'd fold, thought the cycle would break us. But the streets don't forget, and the universe don't lie. Writers for life, keep watching. In the realm of human behavior, repetition solidifies the error. What was once a mistake, it became a trait, embedded in the fabric of your fate. Neurons firing in familiar patterns, forming habits that become your choice. And destiny, as repetition shapes our identity. Writers for life, we're just watching the patterns bloom, tracing the lines from the cradle to the tomb. It's not a mistake no more, it's a defining scar, revealing exactly who you truly are. Yeah, the rhythm is set and the cycle has grown. Like a river, carving through stone. Like a river, carving through stone. Mistakes etch themselves into our own. A part of us impossible to ignore. Becoming who we are at our core. So heed the warning, be aware. For what you repeat, you declare. It starts in the mind, a flicker, a spark. Then it writes your name deep in the dark. You think you're just living, but you're building the cage. Ink turning permanent on every page. The silence is loud when the truth takes the stage. A mistake no more, a defining scar. Part of who you truly are. The pattern repeats, the lesson transcends. The cycle repeats, and the truth never ends. Writers for life, we're holding the line. The universe collects every single time. It's a cycle, right? What you repeat, that's your signature. Don't call it a mistake. If you're doing it every day, that's just who you are now. Writers for life, North Philly, from the concrete to the stars. And that's on everything. Deep roots and steady growth. Nature's whispering. You just gotta be still enough to hear it. Observing the trees, we learn true growth takes time. Roots firm, patience in each ring, a lesson so prime. Nature's wisdom whispers in every climb. The wind's gentle touch, a force to behold. Writers for life, we're standing like the oak in the rain, finding the peace inside of all of the pain. It's a natural law, it's a spiritual bond, moving with the current of the great beyond. Yeah, we're grounded in the truth and we're reaching for the sun. Writers for life, the evolution's begun. Change is constant, stories untold, embrace its power. Let it guide your way. In this dance of transformation, find your sway. Flowers bloom and wither in their own sweet time. Beauty has seasons, a rhythm so divine. Writers for life, it's the quiet strength of the earth. Realizing what every single season is worth. We don't rush the blossom, we don't fear the fall. We just stay steady through the thick of it all. The wisdom is ancient, the spirit is new. Through each petal that falls and rises, we see the essence of life's grand prize. In the cycle of growth and decay, lessons unfold along nature's highway. Let the trees, wind, and flowers be your guide. In their wisdom and beauty forever reside. Writers for life, we're standing like the oak in the rain, finding the peace inside of all of the pain. It's a natural law, it's a spiritual bond. Writers for life, the evolution's begun. You know, we always try to rush the process, but you can't argue with the trees. They don't hurry, yet everything gets accomplished. I had to learn to trust my own seasons, to know that when things wither, it's just making room for something stronger to bloom. Yeah, there's power in that wind, man, and there's lessons in that dirt. We're just following the highway that was already paved by the earth itself. Keep your roots firm and your head to the sky. Writers for life, and that's everything. Look, stop calling it an accident when you keep doing it. They thought we'd fold, thought the cycle would break us. But the streets don't forget, and the universe don't lie. Writers for life, keep watching. In the realm of human behavior, repetition solidifies the error. What was once a mistake, it became a trait, embedded in the fabric of your fate. Neurons firing in familiar patterns, forming habits that become your choice and destiny. As repetition shapes our identity. Writers for life, we're just watching the patterns bloom, tracing the lines from the cradle to the tomb. It's not a mistake no more, it's a defining scar, revealing exactly who you truly are. Yeah, the rhythm is set and the cycle has grown. Like a river carving through stone. Like a river carving through stone. Mistakes etch themselves into our own. The part of us impossible to ignore. Becoming who we are at our core. So heed the warning, be aware. For what you repeat, you declare. It starts in the mind, a flicker, a spark. Then it writes your name deep in the dark. You think you're just living, but you're building a cage. Ink turning permanent on every page. The silence is loud when the truth takes the stage. A mistake no more, a defining scar. Part of who you truly are. The pattern repeats, the lesson transcends. The cycle repeats, and the truth never ends. Writers for life, we're holding the line. The universe collects every single time. It's a cycle, right? What you repeat, that's your signature. Don't call it a mistake. If you're doing it every day, that's just who you are now. Writers for life, North Philly, from the concrete to the stars. And that's on everything. Look, I used to set myself on fire just to keep everybody else warm. But you can't make a heart beat if it ain't got the rhythm. Writers for life. Yeah. In the realm of emotions, I once believed that love and the effort could make them perceive, but all it ever did was deplete my energy. You can't make two hearts beat in synchrony. Patience wearing thin as the time went by, trying to change what's beyond my control. I sigh. Writers for life, standing still in the cold. Watch watching the tragedy finally unfold. You fed on the fire and left me the ash. Now I'm burying ghosts hidden under the glass. Yeah, the silence is loud and the temperature drops. I'm taking my soul back before the heartbeat stops. Setting myself ablaze, just the warmth of the souls. Only left me feeling so empty and cold. Not fueled by the anger, no bitterness here. Just stepping in the light where the clarity is near. Realizing the limits of my own capacity. Accepting the truth, my reality. You can't force care where it doesn't naturally flow. Sometimes letting go is the only way to grow. Protecting the energy, protecting the space. Stepping out the shadows, running my own race. The reflection in the mirror is the only one to please. Letting the illusion scatter in the breeze. So I release the weight, the unrealistic expectations. Learning to prioritize my own self-preservation. No longer sacrificing my own flame for theirs. I'm walking away from the ones who never cared. I embrace a newfound sense of self-awareness. Standing in my truth, moving through the darkness. Brightest for life, yeah, we're holding the line. Protecting my peace and protecting my shine. You can't pour from an empty cup. I had to learn that the hard way. But the flame is mine now. North Philly, keeping the fire. Bright as the light on everything. Look, they say the devil's a liar, but he's real good at whispering. When the smoke clears, you gotta see what's left. Riders for life. Riders for life. Riders for life. Yeah. Riders for life. The devil's got me tangled in the web, lost in the thread. Can't see past the lies and the smoke he spread. He's whispering in my ear, yeah. He's talking loud, got me shaking, got me doubting, lost in a cloud. His claws dug deep, sinking into my soul. I'm chained to a past I can't even control. Riders for life, breaking free from the spell, finding the heaven inside of this hell. The devil's laughter echoes, trying to hold me back, but we're tracing the light through the night so black, yeah. The heart is heavy and the heart is blind, leaving the shadows and the chains behind. The shadows grow long and the night stays black. The devil's got the trap set, no turning back. He sings a song of fear, a melody of dread, making me long for the days that are already dead. I'm standing alone while he dances in the flames, in a nightmare world where I'm forgetting my name. My future is shaking, my hands are stained red, fighting the echoes of the things he said. I'm not my own, yeah, I'm caught in the fire, looking for the truth in the mouth of a liar. My heart is blind, yeah, I'm under the spell, but there's a story to write that I gotta tell. The laughter echoes ringing through my head, but I'm rising up from the words he fed. Riders for life, we're holding the line, taking back the soul one verse at a time. He thinks he has me. He thinks the trap is locked. But when you write it down, yeah, you own it. North Philly, surviving the nightmare. Writers for life, on everything. Look, I never sold you a dream I couldn't wake up in. I'm rough around the edges, but this heart beats loud. Riders for life? Yeah. I'm not perfect, no, I never claim to be. My love may have flaws, but it's true and free. I always love you with pure intention, never taking you for granted, giving you all my attention. Yeah, the road gets rough and the lines get blurred, but I'm speaking my truth in every single word. Riders for life, standing barefoot in the rain, finding the beauty, hiding deep inside the pain. I might not be the picture you painted in your mind, but I'm the realest soul that you are ever gonna find. Yeah, the rhythm is raw, and the shadows might fall, but I'm offering my heart, yeah, I'm giving you it all. I may not give you everything, that you desire, but I'll keep you close, trying to set your heart on fire. Imperfect love, yeah, but it's genuine and real. With every beat of my heart, it's for you I feel. I don't got a halo, no, my crown is made of wire, but I'll walk with you through the flood and the fire. No fairy tales here, no smoke and no mirrors, just a beating chest facing all of its terrors. If you want the plastic, you can turn and walk away, but if you want the real, then you know I'm gonna stay. So don't expect perfection from a soul like me. Just know that my love is exactly meant to be. I'll cherish you with all my might, holding on tight. When I'm in your arms, everything feels right. I'll stumble and fall along the way, but in loving you, I promise I will stay. Not flawless, no, but faithful and true. My imperfect love is forever yours, forever for you. It's not about being flawless, it's about being present. My imperfect love is forever yours. North Philly, holding the realness. Writers for life, and that's on everything. They don't talk about us only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say they're reaching out to give a hand. Instead, they leeching hands are itching, ready to see you go missing. Something inside me told me I could freestyle or I can rap. I can go with the rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily. Tell you everything's okay, just to avoid dilemma. Can't keep our heads down while the cycle keeps on turning. There's a fire in the city and the bridges keep on burning. Riders for life, we're the voice of the streets. Breaking the silence over boom, boom, back beats. We see the struggle through a different lens, where the hustle starts and the system ends. Yeah. We're writing the truth while the world stays blind, leaving all the chaos and the lies behind. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. Can't keep our heads down while the cycle keeps on turning. There's a fire in the city and the bridges keep on burning. Riders for life, we're the voice of the streets. Breaking the silence over boom, boom, bad beats. We see the struggle through a different lens, where the hustle starts and the system ends. Looking for a way out the labyrinth, feeling the weight of the pavement, trying to keep my soul intact while the world demands a payment. It's more than a rhythm, it's a report from the front line, watching the sunset on the neighborhood, waiting for our time to shine. Would you believe me if I told you the wealth is inside? Don't let the system take away your pride. We're rich in the spirit, even when the pockets are dry. Yeah. It's the system versus us. Riders for life. Keeping the rhythm, keeping the soul. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united in prayer. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meme, laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing. Look in the mirror mirror and tell me, what do you see? A victim of the struggle or the person meant to be?
Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the script flipped and it's someone you love died, right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guard or going behind bars. This is deep, this is me and you. And they say as time pass by, it'll heal everything. Shit, with these scars.
Riders for life, standing tall in the rain, turning all the pressure into power and gain. We ain't just a meme or a ghost in the crowd. We're the evolution and we're screaming it loud. The script is flipping and the message is clear. Riders for life, we're the end of the fear.
If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Cause nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the daylight no more.
What makes you think they care?
They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists go on with life, living with an illusion, with nothing good to ride.
Look in the mirror and tell me, what do you see? A victim of the struggle or the person meant to be? Riders for life, standing tall in the rain, turning all the pressure into power and gain. We ain't just a meme or a ghost in the crowd. We're the evolution and we're screaming it loud. I see time flash by in front of me, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. But the energy is changing, the evolution is here, wiping away the doubt, wiping away the fear. Alone in the mirror, looking at myself, say, girl, you are everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walked a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen, so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything.
All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody that came through, show support and appreciation. A shorty out. I'll see y'all next time.
Welcome to Philly, baby. They call it Philadelphia. HP, baby, where Shorty's blood runs deep in the pavement. She wasn't born here, but the streets did the raising. Straight from Ponce, Puerto Rico, that's the origin. Taino roots in the marrow, indigenous skin. Proclaiming the heritage, both lands in her veins. In the world where they're charging for the fair in the rain. But HP is a Shorty's home, even when her heart bleeds. Watching the struggle grow like some poisonous weeds. Looking around, the Shorty just lost in the maze. Questions in the dark, living life in the haze. Egos on fire, everybody's offended. Screaming for a change while the cycle's extended. We try to break chains, try to reach for the goal, but the anger and the pride take a toll on the soul. Opinions get silenced in the shirt and in view. In the HP community where Shorty grew up, back then it was love, didn't matter the block. We were vibing together, never looking at the clock. No matter the colors or the place we were from, we were solid as a rock. Never felt we had to run, then a shift happened. Innocence on the floor, kids going missing, death knocking at the door. Mistaken identity, now the hate's in the eyes. I miss the old days before the truth turned to lies. Case side, this land's backing. They love the community, just shaking our heads. Strings on their backs, they're so easily led. Waiting for a savior or a puppet master command. While the real warriors rise up to take a stand. Young yield in spirit, the voices revealing. Trying to find a cure for the pain we're all feeling. Offering solutions for a brand new day. But the system is a wall that won't move up the way. Look, now it's all about race, who can take, who can gain.
talking about progress while they faking the change. They don't care about the residents living the life. They just stir up the trouble and they sharpen the knife. Deep in my soul, there's a wish that unfolds to flip back the script on the stories they told. Our kids are like sponges, they're soaking the scene, mimicking the monsters and the things that they've seen. Locked in a cage, in a prison's embrace, acting gangster for a crowd while they losing the race. Parents getting lazy, just losing the grip. Communication dying, watching everyone slip. Gunfire escalates, the bitterness flips. Parents and the children on some enemy trips. You demand that they change, but you refuse to lead. When the guidance is hollow, how can they succeed? Riders for life, riders for life, riders for life. We are. HP, we struggle, we fight just to breathe. We spitting this truth for the ones who believe. Unleash in the spirit, let the words start to glow. HP's in a shorty's blood, now you're in the know. A shorty from Poles representing the spot. North Philly, baby, HP, baby, believe it or not. Riders for life, riders for life, we are.